Hey Broken T Society, my name is Ryan Hager. I'm the Director of Instruction at Plainfield Country Club. And in this video, we're going to be discussing lower body motion, specifically trying to help golfers who have too much lateral motion in their backswings or too much lateral motion in their forward swing. Some people are suffering from both. So if that's you, you're going to get quite a lot out of this video, but oftentimes I think people have a little bit too much on one side or the other. So there's going to be two separate drills that we're going to be discussing. I do think it's worth noting that lateral motion is a part of all good golf swings. That includes lower body lateral motion, and that removing it completely is not the objective. We're trying to find ways to sort of balance all of these ingredients, meaning we want to include some turn to maybe reduce lower body lateral motion, but we're not trying to take it away completely. However, if you are someone who struggles with too much lateral motion, you're mainly going to be feeling turn as you work through this exercise. I've got a couple of alignment rods. As you can see, they're not very long. I just took one and chopped it in half. I think this is a little less bulky. Big ones get the job done too, so if all you have are longer alignment rods, don't worry about that. One is going to go through your belt loops like you see here. You want to make sure that it is much longer on the lead side of your body so that your hands and arms aren't kind of cluttered by the stick on this side. So you're going to pull it out pretty much all the way on your left if you're a right-handed golfer. You're then going to take your setup, and the other stick will be placed on the ground at about a 50-degree angle. One way to kind of check this is that the lead side of the stick is about a club head from your lead foot, and then roughly the same on your trail side. To get things started here, we're going to take the hands and arms away and throw the club across your chest like you see here. And as you move back, if you're someone who struggles with too much sway, that's usually the word to describe backswing lateral motion, you'll see there's not a lot of rotation happening down below. You'll see my spine really start to tilt towards the target. And instead, what we're going to try to do is get the lower body to start rotating so that the two yellow sticks become parallel with each other. And then the club across my chest is going to rotate a little bit further than that, creating some separation in my backswing. I always think it's a good idea to rehearse right and wrong, and maybe even try to stretch it as far as you can, explore your end range of motion. This is not needed, especially with an iron swing. We're just looking to get to sort of this 50-degree range and then approximately 90 degrees or so of upper body rotation. After that, you'll take your grip with your hands on the club now. You're going to make some of the same rehearsals. I've got my eyes on the ball. I can also see this in my peripheral, which is why I think it's so helpful. There's a visual to what I'm feeling. I'll add some forward swings. And once I feel comfortable with this, I'm going to introduce the ball. If you take that slow, you should be able to take note of whether or not the sticks are becoming parallel with each other. You should be able to focus enough on making contact as you do this, but it might take a couple of tries to get used to. And I think that's an awesome way to get some feel and some visual for how the lower body is going to work in your backswing. Now, lots of people also struggle with excessive slide in their forward swing. So if we're trying to be accurate with terminology, I think sway is away from the target and slide is towards the target. And if that sounds like you, there's a slightly separate drill that we're going to work on. You could combo it with this, but I'm going to get rid of the sticks for a second. So I've got this Den caddy that I use in our performance center here, and I'm going to put that on the outside of my lead foot. It's very, very close to my foot because my legs are at a slight angle. You can see it's a little bit farther from my knee up here. You can use a golf bag, you can use a range basket, really anything that's maybe knee high or so to give you some feedback. It's going to be roughly a fist width from your lead leg. And as we hit the ball doing this drill, your goal is to get to the bag and not through the bag. So as you're working into your downswing, like I said, we want some lateral motion. We just don't want it to be excessive. And so the rule of thumb here is basically if you drew a line up from your lead foot, that's about where you want to get to create a forward swing pivot post. The bag is then going to give me feedback. I might feel that I'm basically kissing it with my lead side, or I'll feel as if I can feel something like this where I'm almost knocking it over. That gives me a lot of feedback. I like to rehearse this slowly, like you see here. Like I did a minute ago, I like to feel the correct and the incorrect. I might step away just once, and I'll try it with a ball. So I never made any contact with the bag. You do see though that I'm still getting to my lead side. The objective with this drill is not to avoid the bag at all costs and try to hang back or something like that. We're just trying to create a little bit of a barrier for how far towards the target your lower body is moving. I think these are two really awesome drills to get a sense of how your pelvis, your legs are supposed to move both in your backswing and in your forward swing, and it should get your lower body a lot more organized.